guys, so last weekend on Saturday I went to MegaCon in Orlando, Florida, and I just want to tell you about my experience there because Robert did a video like this. If you don't know Robert, he's on the Stoner Tacos with me, and so I went with him and I wanted to do, I'm out of breath, I wanted to do a partnering video. That is what I'm trying to say. So I've been going to MegaCon since 2010. That was my first MegaCon experience, and then I went last year in 2011, and then I went this year. My first MegaCon experience was pretty good. I met Cherami Lay, and I had her sign my Witchblade, and I was really fun because I met my best friend there. And then last year I was really sick, like my heart was racing, I almost passed out, I was nauseous, I was exhausted, so I ended up driving for longer than I actually spent on the con, so I didn't get to see any like voice actors or really enjoy the con at all last year. But this year, this was my year. I met 3 voice actors, I met Robert, I got to see my friend, I forgot my plushie. Ugh, I'm gonna get that in a minute, you're gonna see me crawl over there. But, so yeah, I just want to talk about my experience there and everything. And so I left, it was really foggy on the day of the con, so we didn't leave until I think like 10:30, nearing 11. So I live a good 2 hours from Orlando, so we shouldn't have left that late. But we got there, we got lost. First of all, we got really lost right off the interstate, so that was fun. We wasted like half an hour from being lost. And so once we got there like 1:30. I got my ticket, which was so easy. I was the second person in line, and if you've been to Mega, oh my god, there was like such a long line for the not advanced tickets. So if you ever go to Mega, order your tickets in advance. That's all I can say. So yeah, I got my tickets, and then I found my friend, and we spent like 5 minutes together, and then I went and got my autographs, which are in the store. And so I brought my own manga for them to sign, and I had originally planned on getting Brina Palencia and Laura Bailey, and if I had time I was going to get Travis Willingham. So I spent a few minutes with my friend, and then I went and stood in line for Brina Palencia, and she was so nice. She was so nice. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. I had the light a little bit brighter, but it made me look horrible. But right there, can you see that? I'll post a picture if you can't. And then I went right over to the line for Laura Bailey and got hers, and she was so nice. Like, we talked for a few minutes, and I told her how she inspired me to voice act, and it was really sweet. And so she wrote right here. Here's her signature. And I don't know if you've read Fruits Basket, but there's this one episode of Fruits Basket where Toru is talking about how everyone is kind of like onigiri and how they all have a special filling, but you can't always see it. And she says to Kyo, you have a pickled plum on your back, which meant that he had a special trait. He just couldn't see it. And she wrote, you have a pickled plum. It was just really sweet. And so after I got the autographs, I went and found my friend again, and we goofed off, and you know, she's the one in the video where we screamed Batman and everything. And so we hung out for maybe an hour or so, and then I went and found Robert and Carlos, who is Neon Fighting Neon. I don't really know his username on YouTube. I only talked to him a couple times before we actually met. But I hung out with Robert, and he is so nice. This is gonna sound weird, but he's a lot different in person than in his videos. If you've seen his videos, he's just a lot more carefree and not as rehearsed. I don't mean that as an insult. I'm rehearsed sometimes, but I don't know. He just seems really professional in his videos, but he's really nice. We're gonna meet again at Metro in June, and I can't wait to see him again. So we spent a good couple hours together. I stood in line with Stan Lee for him. He had an autograph for Stan Lee, and I actually got to go into the booth with him. I stood waiting in line with him for like 2 hours, maybe, and out. God, how long was it? maybe an hour, hour and a half, whatever. And so, I was just gonna go wander around and buy something else. But lost in her thought. But the lady was like, do you want to stand with him? And I was like, yes, I want to stand with him. So I got to get like this close to like Stan Lee. I'm not a huge fan of Stan Lee because I don't like comics, but I was honored to be in his presence, and I got a picture of him and things like that. And so, you know, we spent a few more minutes walking around the dealer's room, and then he had to go meet his family for dinner, and we said goodbye, and he left. And so I was just gonna leave, you know, leave the dealer's room and just leave the convention because I didn't have anyone else to hang out with because my original friend had already left. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try for Travis Willingham or something. And I got in line and I was the last person in the line. Like, they cut it off after me. I was like, yes! Because it was like 5:30, 5:45, and the dealer's room closes at 6. So, yeah, I got Travis Willingham's autograph. This one's a little bit easier to see because it's not like in a book. But, he put it on this card that is advertising, some show he's in with other voice actors. And I was like, can I have a picture? And he was like, only if you go to the site and watch it. And I was like, yeah. But he is so tall. I'm 5'5", and I barely hit his shoulder. So you know he's like 6'5". It was crazy. But my picture with him was blurry. So I'm really sad. But you can kind of tell it's me with a really handsome man. So excuse me while I go and get what I bought because I'm a dum-dum and had to stop recording like 3 times. So I'm just gonna scoot out of the picture. And oh, my knee just cracked. And scoot over here. And almost fall down. Okay. What's up? Ow! Rug burn. Okay, so as you guys know, probably, I love Gurren Lagann. And I have a Simone plushie that I got that at FYE. And so I was shopping in the dealer's room with Carlos. And I found Kamina. And I was like, I have to get Kamina for Simone. I mean, I can't have the brother without... Who was his... Was he Gurren? His pilot... Was he Gurren or was he Lagann? I think he's Gurren, whatever. I needed the other part of Gurren Lagann, so I'm very excited I found the Kamina. But that's all I bought. And so, yeah, that was my experience with MegaCon. Overall, it was really, really good. I didn't sit down for like 3.5, 4 hours, so my feet and back were hurting the next day. But yeah. Yes. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Tell me if you went to MegaCon, because I know a few people who live in Florida and go to MegaCon and conventions here and stuff. And, yeah. Tell me if you like it, if you want to go next year, because they get some really nice voice actors at MegaCon. They had Tom Felton there. My friends got their picture with him. He wasn't allowed to hug, which I find stupid. You should be able to hug. But whatever. I'll see you guys next video. I don't know what it'll be. It'll probably be reviewing The Goddess Interrupted and The Goddess Test, which I mentioned in my book, some book video. I think I'll actually review that right now. So, yes. Goodbye, I hope you enjoyed, and toodaloo. Who says toodaloo anymore, honestly?